If I want to buy a landed property, how do I know that it is priced correctly? Do you know that landed properties only consist of less than 5% of the total number of properties in Singapore? That is about 73,000 landed properties in Singapore. Out of these 73,000, about 13% belongs to leasehold landed properties. So you only have 63,000 landed properties that belong to the category of freehold or 999-year leasehold. Here is the price trend comparing landed properties and non-landed properties, for example, condos. It is between 2011 to 2025, a span of close to 14 years. The blue line consists of condos, ECs, and apartments, while the red line consists of landed properties. You can see that the price trend for landed properties and non-landed properties are pretty different. If you compare around 2015 to 2019 during the bearish market, you will see that the landed prices continued to grow steadily. They are not so affected by the bearish market. This is unlike the non-landed properties like condos, which are more affected during the bearish market. And this is why buying landed properties is always for wealth preservation. It is one of the best forms of investments to preserve your wealth. In end 2020, during the bullish period, you can see that the landed prices shot up. So in a nutshell, during the bearish market, the landed prices continued to hold or even grew gradually. And during the bullish market, the landed prices shot up. Next, we're going to look at how the volume in terms of demand affects condo prices. As you can see from the chart, when there is demand, as the volume of transactions increases, prices for condos also increase because the volume affects the prices. Next, we will compare the volume for landed properties. As you can see, landed properties are less affected by the volume of transactions. Despite lower volume of transactions, the prices continue to grow, continue to shoot up. And this is because condo prices are very much volume driven and they are affected by the market sentiments. Landed prices, on the other hand, are not affected by the volume of transactions. They are more affected by the holding power. And this is because the supply for landed properties is very low. In fact, you can say that it's almost fixed in Singapore. So whether there are transactions or not, landed prices continue to hold and continue to grow because it is meant for wealth preservation. But if you want to buy landed properties and you look at all the listings in the listing portal, you realize that all of them have different asking price, different PSF. So how do you know if you are buying at the right price? How do you know you are buying within market transactions? Look at this example. They are in the same street, near one another. The transactions were only held 1 month apart. You can see that the land size is pretty similar, one at 2376 square feet, the other at 2307 square feet. But one is transacted at 1009 PSF, while the other is transacted at 2004 PSF. There's a whooping difference of 500 PSF. When you look at the listing in the listing portal, you can also see difference in terms of PSF and prices. It can be 300, 400 or 500 PSF in difference in the same area. First of all, apart from the land size, you need to consider the floor area. In this scenario, the build-up is different in terms of size, close to 2000 square feet in difference. In the next part of this video, I will talk about how the condition, the build-up, whether it's rebuilding, A&A or renovation, can affect the PSF and the price of the property in the same area. But over here in this video, I'm going to share with you some simple calculation based on the land size alone. So this is based on terrace housing, assuming that both are intermediate terrace. If you are looking at terrace house B, and you saw that terrace house A has been transacted at 2004 PSF in the same street, in the same area, but what you are looking at is only 1006 square feet. This is 150 square feet smaller than what has been transacted. So what is a reasonable market price for you to enter, considering that both units are similar in condition? You will need to apply the PSF ruling principle. For every 10% decrease in size, you increase the PSF by 5 to 7%. On the contrary, for every 10% increase in size, you reduce the PSF by 5 to 7%. So based on this, you will see that the terrace house B is 150 square feet smaller in size, which means it's 8.57% reduction in size. So by applying the principle for 5%, the PSF should be around 2503 PSF. And by applying 7%, the PSF should be around 2544 PSF. So when you do negotiation with the seller, you do not want your purchased PSF to be higher than this. It needs to be within this margin. In the next video, I'm going to share with you how the condition will affect the prices and how to calculate them. If you have more questions, you can always ask different kind of agents. I will see you in the next video.